that an invitation to the,
$162,000.
dinner that I just got in the mail?
Do you want to do the,
Yeah, it was public hearing before we do the pledge of allegiance. No, this will wait.
We should do the public hearing.
Is that in the newsletter?
so we can probably start anytime.
Whatever.
And that thing says 6 o'clock.
Maybe it was.
I got 5, I'm sure that's less slow.
That's slow.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
We at 6 o'clock.
In about, hold on. I think that's a minute behind.
Did they arrive?
Don't move me soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
1 minute.
It's been there since I took it out.
I hope they're gonna.
It's gonna be awful.
It's not even watch a minute, right? Okay,
No, no,
all right.
First
Heads
order,
up.
let's do.
Okay, let's just pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everybody. First order of business tonight is the public hearing on the general assistance ordinance. Anybody here that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition to us having okay in the new general assistance ordinance? We really have no choice. If we don't okay it, we don't get reimbursed for general assistance.
Is there any big changes to it?
They've gone up on what they allow. That's about it.
Okay.
Only dollars have changed, no, nothing about policy or procedure.
No, that all stays the same from year to year. All right, I'll close the general assistance public hearing, and we'll move down to, let's go right down to, where is it on here?
I didn't put it on there, I thought we'd vote on it in there. Do you want to do it under new business?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Why don't we do it right now? Let's
Okay.
get down to new business, and I'll entertain a motion to accept the new general assistance ordinances from the state.
So move.
Second.
Those in favor? Okay, that's done. Approval of minutes of the previous meeting. It was, we had an executive session at 5 o'clock. There are no minutes from that. We had a meeting with some people on the Valley Neck Road at 5:30, and then we had our regular meeting. Motion to accept the minutes as written.
So moved.
Second.
Any changes, additions, or deletions?
This is the Allison and Jason edit
Yes,
version.
that I just sent you, yes.
Yeah.
Those in favor? All right. We have selectmen's comments. Tom?
I'll mention real quick something that Jack Shaw brought to my attention and Allison's attention today, the chronic problem of people stealing our garbage service. An example on Wolf Pond Road recently of about 15 or 20 garbage cans brought in from neighboring towns. So if we have a boilerplate letter of admonition or something, we should probably dust it off.
I think we should do that. I've been saying for years that we pay for an awful lot of tipping fees for rubbish that does not come from this town. I know for a fact, I know people over in Bath that have relatives over here that ship their rubbish over.
We sent a letter to them, I'm pretty sure.
I think we did once before, didn't we, Jack?
Same one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you did or not, David, I know,
I'll look,
I
can
mean,
you look?
it was admitted that it was happening by the people.
I posted something on Facebook and it went wild on people in Woolwich.
But
So
I'll look
we
up
did,
the-
it was out there.
Yeah.
Let's do that again, but let's write a letter. Let's,
I'll look it up because I think, I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure I sent, you might have a copy of it, but I'll look for it. It would have been in the last year.
Yeah,
probably.
maybe a couple years ago.
All right.
all right.
This is a big mess as well as cans.
yeah, there's a lot of litter, yeah.
I was remiss at not doing something, so I'm gonna back up here for a second. We lost a gentleman from the town here that's, it's been, big help to the town for years. And I'd like to have a moment of silence for Brian Haven. we'll go back to selectmen's comments. Allison,
Did you have
or
anything?
Tommy, are you done?
No, but
I met with the school art teacher last week. I told you about the new so-called art that's now gracing the tunnel. And so Laura and I went down there along with Kimberly Madden, who had brought the neighbor who brought to our attention. We did indeed find it pretty disgusting. And so she's ready to do another art revitalization. She says, public art, we can't correct all of it, we can cover up. So again, it'll be like, we'll cover up the disgusting stuff, and then she'll bring students down. And we talked about whether we fall in the spring. Looks like we're all set for doing it in April. So I will reach out to, I already reached out to the pastors, the two pastors that Jason and I talked with last week, about getting some volunteers, and I also reached out to the school PTA to get some. It won't take much. I think Alan and I and Jim Gabor and Bob Mead, we did it, and I think it took a day to just cover the big stuff, and then she'll have the students do it.
Do we need to cough up a few bucks for paint and stuff?
I'll ask her. She seems to have a pretty good relationship with donors for paint, but I will ask her.
If there's money needed,
Okay.
we will
Okay.
find some money. We'll use a contingency if we have to.
Okay, great.
And if they need brushes or rollers or any of that stuff.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
I mean, as well as town property.
Well, no, it's DOT property.
No, they actually handed that over to us.
You may remember the kerfuffle we had when we tried to paint it last time, and they said,
Yes.
you can't paint until we embarrassed, until we,
It's funny.
We
because
changed their
It's
mind.
funny, but when the lights needed to be changed, it was our property.
So, anyway, but I'm excited about that.
Okay. That's it?
Mhm.
Dale?
Nothing.
I have nothing tonight. Public comments. Debbie? Oh,
Me. Hi, it's Jennifer Smith. I just want to send a grateful thanks to everybody who worked on the process of, keeping our mill rate steady for the next year. It really is a huge help to a lot of people, and personally, and I know a lot of other people, and I know it's not an easy thing to do with all of the costs rising, and I want to just say how thankful and appreciative I am for that work. So, thank all of you.
It also helps, that you're on the school board, keeping an eye on
I know
costs
it's
for
one
us.
of the biggest prices on the, but
Thank you.
thank you all very much.
okay. Town administrator.
So on the senior tax stabilization, there is going to be a little bit of reduction in people's taxes because the homestead exemption.
People that didn't have it last year, but do
Yep.
have it this year.
So it's not a lot. I think we calculated yours, David, it was like $38 that you're saving from the beginning. But what I thought was very interesting, and I don't know why Trio did this and if we're gonna get reimbursed from the state on this, because doing a comparison of taxes, if you had any kind of sense on your taxes, Trio just flatlined it, so you're paying $18.70 instead of $18.70.39. So anything
They
that had
round
cents on, they don't round up.
No, of course not.
So I don't know if, I'm gonna have to go through and see, if we're gonna get reimbursed that amount from the state. But right now, we're supposed to get back $10,977.41 from the state, from the stabilization program.
So it's more than just, $38, because I figure if the stabilization was like 250 people or so.
It went down to $244
Yeah, okay.
after we did the
But still, that's so,
transfer.
that's a,
But it's just the
Yeah.
difference from that, all the exemptions
yeah.
going from 85 to 75.
Yeah.
So it's the difference in that.
Oh, so it's 10%, okay.
It's- Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right.
So we're currently in the process of printing and mailing out the tax bills. They should be all mailed out by Monday at the latest. The audit is gonna start within the next couple of weeks, probably by the week of October 9th. Reminder again about the new office hours starting on October 2nd. We sent out information on the tax bills. It's printed on there, on the stabilization letter. It's on the electronic sign. It's on the ticker on the website. So hopefully people will be informed that we will have different hours. And Phil put it in the paper when he did the mill rate, so, and I posted that on Facebook as well. Let's see. So next select board meeting, I was not going to be here because we will be attending the MMA convention, but we are having a public hearing for OpBox for that CDBG grant. And I think we're gonna have quite a few people. And I really kind of want to be here for that. I had a meeting with Mary Ellen and Ben Davis from OpBox, and I think their operation is really neat. They are doing a season with episode with Maine Cabin Masters, so they started filming that. They're using their product, Maine Cabin Masters is. So they're getting the word out about the public hearing. So we might think of.
And that's on the 4th?
It's on the 4th at 6 o'clock.
So, you think we're gonna have enough room here to do it, or should we plan on the church across the street?
We might want to plan on the church. I will talk to both of them and see, what they think they might have for the public attending, so that way we can make do. I have also reached out to Camden National Bank in regards to a credit card. Once again, they require personal information. At the MMA convention, they have a lot of banks that are municipal oriented that work with municipalities, so I'm going to reach out to them and see if there's anything that they can provide to me, and that's on the 4th, so hopefully we'll get something positive back from that. That's all I have.
Okay. Anybody have any questions or comment? Okay, thanks, Ken. Road Commissioner, Jack.
Yeah, we're getting some of the paving done in good rain. That's coming along quite well. Had a call from the engineering people on the pipeline, right in Pierce. And they asked about using the Deposit Road again for a bypass for a week and a half while they do the services on the main line and do the paving. And I told him I didn't think that they had the authority to say yes or no, but at any rate, they called David Allen from DOT, and he said no. He does not want them to use the Deposit Road as a bypass during the daytime because of the school. So as it stands now, there's going to be a real cluster down here when they start digging what they call the long ones when they cross the road. They go from the right-hand side where the pipeline is across to the other side of the road to bring the services.
And these are for the people who already have them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I don't know, but we are going to have to get serious about the way the road is over there. As long as I'm road commissioner, I will not accept in anything that it's the way it's going over there. The road is getting so destroyed that it can't be paved in its condition. I've done it, we do this work, I mean, we know what we're talking about.
Dale says that he thinks that they're moving their pit there, whatever you wanna call it.
They are supposedly gonna move the laydown area out on 27, but they've already done a horrible amount of damage. The big tree is coming down.
Oh, it is?
Pines.
Huh.
Yeah, I was told today that they decided to take the pine down. It's not gonna stay anywhere, you can't dig that close to the tree. So all it's gonna do is take over and be a big mess in it for the town to take care of. But we're gonna have to get our teeth dug in here pretty strong, because that piece of road, I measured it and I can't remember what it was. It's under 3,000 feet perhaps from where they started out through to the middle road. That is gonna have to have a rehab when it's done. It's not gonna work by just cutting, patching and paving.
I know in the city of Bath that they are not allowed to, if they do any damage to the city streets at all, they have to put it back the way it was before. I don't see why we would be any different.
But it's inconsistency. I just come from there before the meeting. Where they blow the ledge out, blast the ledge out, they have huge pieces of ledge, they fill it back in with sand and clay and whatever, and it's such an inconsistent, now, it's what we call inconsistency. So over here you've got 6 feet of sand and gravel, Over here, you've got ledge, and the road, if you drive it, it's all humped up, it's all, so by just taking that, we call it the skin, but just taking the pavement off and repaving it is not gonna work for us. We're gonna end up with a $200,000 or $300,000 headache on the town of Woolwich, and that isn't fair.
So what's the solution, Jack?
Not to sign off, number one. When this thing is, we can't stop them apparently. I'm quite disappointed we didn't have a little more hold on them before they started. When we met downstairs, and Trevor was here, and I told him I wanted the road ground and re-gravelled and paved and so on, and he said, he indicated that they wouldn't pay for it. But this can't come back on us, we do not have the money. And it isn't fair, they didn't know water line, we just, that's still a road.
I wonder if it would be I wonder if we should talk to our town attorney and see if there's anything we can do. That the problem is that Bath Water District has the same autonomy as a town, right? They're not, everybody thinks it's part of the city of Bath, it's not, it's a separate entity. But they have the right to dig up our roads. We can't stop them from digging up our roads. But it seems like there should be a way that we can make them put it back the way it was.
I told the guy this afternoon, the engineer, I talked to him 2 or 3 times today, from Brian Pierce, and I told him that there was no way that if I have anything to say, that we will sign off. So he has been digging into this grant to see if there's money available. But I think a lot of this should be shared with the contractor. On his own dime, regardless of what the district does, if you really destroy a road as the contractor, you're still liable for it.
Well, it seems to be common knowledge that Ranger bid $1.5 million less than the nearest bidder to them. So it would seem like if the water district was planning on spending that extra $1.5 million, it would seem like they'd saved enough that they, you know, what we're asking for is chump change, you know?
Well, in the past, when Crooker has done the work, we've always had a great relationship. I've had a good chance to speak with him, and we've come out of this real good. Years ago, when I first became road commissioner, McMillan went through and put the pipeline into Wiscasset. They destroyed culverts, destroyed everything. I was able to go to the town of Wiscasset with a big feud, but they wrote a check to the town of Woolwich for $100,000. But we have really got to make sure to hold them real tight to the trouble is, once they leave the Classic Road and out on the state road, we have nothing, we have no hold on. Nothing. So I told this engineer today,
You think it'd be worthwhile?
I think we should just ping her to get her ideas about what to do, what we should, you know. We do have them promising on videotape that they will bring the condition of the road back to where it started, but that, I mean, we might.
but that isn't the answer to it though. That's like painting your car.
I know.
So I scratch your car all up and your car's gray. So I come back and I paint it with gray bond paint, okay? I painted your car like I said I would. But that hasn't fixed the problem that we're gonna have to live with, you know?
Right.
And I'm gonna lean on Wright and Pierce pretty strong on this, because they are the people that supposedly in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, they've kind of run roughshod over us from the start here, because we never gave them permission to use the Quashnet Road as a bypass, as a detour. We never gave them permission to have their service yard on the Quashnet. I mean, it just seems like they've done whatever they wanted to do, whenever they wanted to do it.
And if you look at the road, because it's, I mean, they're hauling into the laydown area with 105, 110,000 pound trucks. And the road is going like this. The road is being pushed out like this.
I was going to Bath one morning, and there was a parade of triaxles and wheelers coming out of the Quashnet Road. I mean, they were lined up. Oh, I mean, they're.
Jack, I saw a couple of loaded dump trucks coming out of the mountain road today and yesterday.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be hauling through. We have it posted, but not through hauling. Now, that doesn't mean you can't get a load of material or whatever delivered on if you live there. But through hauling is not supposed to be allowed. But we have no way of, who do we call to stop them? The sheriff won't do it. Now, I usually get a hold of these people and tell them, you know, hey, you better stop it. But I mean, I don't like idle threats. I can't do anything about it.
So,
I know who it is.
Jack, if we post the road, why can't we call DOT and have them come down and,
There's no such, we don't have our own police force. We go through this in the springtime when it's posted,
yeah,
and we have no teeth in it. If a person doesn't want to adhere to the postal, we can't stop them.
But I thought, I mean, sort of related to this, DOT does have the authority to prohibit using Nequasit as a detour on the middle road.
Because of the school.
Okay, so,
They don't want the traffic over there because of the school. So it's kind of I don't feel like this is being a very good situation. Over here, they're telling us, or telling Joe Blow, they can't use this as a detour because of the school. But over here, they're allowed to use it as a bypass, and have been able to use it as a bypass and stay the road down.
yeah.
I mean, you can't have it both ways, you know? So at any rate, I just wanted to be aware of it, and I wanted
Well,
Kim to be,
we will fully back your position. We're not gonna sign off on anything until you're happy with that road.
Should we, would it be worthwhile to talk to Kristen?
I think it would be.
I think it would.
If you'd like.
I think it would be worthwhile to have a conversation with her about, you know, what exactly we can do.
but see, the caveat, or whatever the word is they'll put the road back, it's just like I told Tommy, I'll paint your door, yep, paint. So they'll put the road back, you can go over there when they're done, and cut some joints, clean that up, and put a coat of paint on it, and the average person would know from Adam that was fine, but it isn't. It's a Band-Aid on a Band-Aid, and,
So
it's
they're
not-
backfilling the trench with some of the ledge that they've.
Well, they're back, I can't say that, I know they're hauling all the stuff out of Crooked Pit in Whitefield. They are putting some of the dug material, which is clay and so on back, but, and that isn't all bad either. When we've done a lot of, like in Freeport, we did a lot of this, and they want you to make consistency. So if the rest of the road has got 5 feet of clay, 2 feet of gravel, they'd like you to put back in the ditch 5 feet of clay, compact it, and then 2 feet of gravel. So it's back to the way it was
So it
before.
eased all at the same
But
time.
this isn't
Yeah.
this isn't gonna be that way. The road's being blown up and hold up. I don't see any way to repair this other than taking a cut right off the road and adding brand new gravel and paving it.
Yeah.
A complete rehab, the only way I can see that's ever coming out to our satisfaction. So,
so Jack, that new yard that they've opened up there on the middle road,
I
is
know
that,
where it is.
it's that piece of water district land north of the
Where they bought the trailer and took the trailer off.
Oh, yeah,
Remember when the water district
Yeah.
bought that trailer and hauled the trailer out?
right?
Half a mile.
That's the middle of that area?
North or south?
Yeah, there's been, trucks have been rolling in and out there all last week.
Well, they got silt fence and they got everything they're supposed to have?
You can't see it, it's behind the hill.
Of course it is.
You
Yeah.
can't see from the road, but
Right.
they're pulling in and out of there like crazy.
Yeah, they got stacks of pipe there and everything now.
So are they just gonna use up what they've got on Nequasit before they?
There's still a lot of stuff
I
on the
know.
wall.
See, but the damage, it really is a moot point now, because they've already done, with the mess they made down the Sherwood's old land, and that whole mess down there, it's already, you know, everything's done that's gonna be done. So, they just giving us what we wanna hear, that's all.
Jack, the Elizabeth Ann Lane, the North Station, you know, they paved Chops Cross.
Yeah,
Is there any way you guys can throw a little gravel right there?
no,
I don't want trucks tearing that up for
no, we don't do that,
you.
no.
Yeah,
We'll be getting that by the first of the week.
okay, perfect. They were up there tonight and somebody sent me pictures, probably that much hot
It
top.
probably is, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that's luckily, we didn't charge extra for it.
Thank you.
We'll take care of it.
All right.
Thanks, Jack. Do we have a report from Chris? I don't. Okay. EMS Director?
Let's see. 21 calls, 18 patients, 9 transports. MC1 was used 3 times, and with CAS it covered 1 call for us.
Okay.
That's all he has.
Well, you got the floor. How about the fire chief's report?
12 calls, we got hit pretty good with the storm. I think we had 10 calls just for the storm. In the midst of that, people seem to like our cones. We lost 3 more cones. I'm starting to get a little irritated with that. That's 6 cones this year we've lost that have been taken. They were there for one night. This one was up on the Chops Cross River Road end, and they were back. Guys were back that morning checking, and they were gone. So,
Are they leaded?
they're lettered, they're painted, they have a property of Woolwich Fire Department sticker on them.
They have a camera?
Gotta have to, or something, I don't know.
Yeah. And air tag,
Right,
yeah.
stolen from on them.
It's ridiculous. So I'm gonna do another Facebook post and media post, but that's, 6 cones, that's $250. Well, cones.
250?
6 cones is $250. So,
Looks like taking street signs.
I,
They took the Mackenzie Lane sign, all right,
yeah,
at Wolf Pond.
yeah,
I can bet you $5 and a good
yeah,
steak dinner we took it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe offer a $10 reward for the return of.
So,
When you do
Cheaper
your
than buying
Facebook
it-
post, let
cheaper than
people
buying
know
a
that it's
phone.
costing the town of,
Right, that's what
town
I'm-
citizens.
right, I'm gonna make
Yeah.
a think about that, but.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's that. Next thing, had a little issue with the hydrants
Yeah.
in town this past week, and I'm not real impressed with the water district. It brought to my attention that the hydrant behind Bass Subaru is completely gone, no longer. And so when I called Nate Bodge for the water district, his excuse to me was it made more sense for the district to move it up the street, which I don't know if you've seen where it is, but it's up there on the right, before you get to, before you come out of the 35-mile-an-hour zone. Right on the road. It's how far off the road is it, Jack? Probably a couple feet.
I haven't really noticed it, to be honest with you.
Next time you go down through where it gets into 35
Yeah.
on the middle road, look on your left and there's a bag over it, taped up and whatever. But it's
It's in front of
It's not
somebody.
far off the side of the road, so we're not gonna use it, because it's not gonna be safe.
And it's also, isn't there houses? Aren't there houses?
Yeah, there's houses there, but the point behind it, why would they move, when Mike Demers made the list for the hydrant back when this project started,
Yeah.
we based it off of the one that's gonna be there at Bass Subaru. That's an industrial facility, I have a fuel station right there, it
Yeah.
can cover all that.
There
Now I
was no
have to.
intention of that's not
they're
just a
putting one
temporary
back.
move?
No.
Did they have an explanation?
When he said to me the reason they moved it, it made more sense for them because he was explaining something about they have several pipes that come together there or something, and that it was a hassle, the hydrant was a hassle being there, so they moved it 100 feet up the street. But where it was, they could park the fire truck in the parking lot.
Off the road,
It's a
completely off the
fire
road.
hydrant, it's for fire safety.
Right, yeah, now it's further away, so now if we want a safe hydrant, I either have to cross Middle Road and lay up by Ferry Road, where Reed Reed's
Yeah.
spot is, or I have to go up the street up by Taste of Maine, almost,
Oh.
on Route 1, and then
cross-
lay down Route 1.
Yeah.
So it might have been easier for the water trip, but it's not easy for the fire department.
And they didn't, when you guys met.
But what irritated me the most, I was never told that.
Well, yeah, that's.
I had to discover it, I'm like,
Yeah.
I know working at dispatch, anytime the city of Bath has a hydrant water service, they call the fire station and tell them,
Well,
every single time.
and you also had just had that meeting like 2 days earlier.
I can't believe they wouldn't have called you. and
Never were notified, never. And I didn't know that it was, when they removed it and they put the new one in, you can't use the new one yet, it's not ready to be used yet. So I'm down a hydrant, so that's why I called you and said, I don't know how long it's been out, but
This is
we
what
paid
I'm,
for it.
this is what I'm finding with the water district too. They just seem to do what they want to do.
Right,
I don't know what kind of authority.
I have fairly lengthy conversation with Nate Budge about this, and I said, Nate, we just had a meeting. The whole gist of that meeting was communication.
Right.
I said, what would happen if we'd had a fire down there, a fire truck rushes down there, there's no hydrant. They look up the street, they see the hydrant, but it isn't working. I said, shouldn't we have known that ahead of time? He said they'll do better from now.
So then that same day, that afternoon, I'm out pulling the flags down in town, and the hydrant that's next to Ferry Road, there's a hose connected to it, to some box or equipment or whatever, and then there's a sign right on it, out of service. So then I call Nate again, and he's, oh, it's, you can use it, but we just have that block marked on there because they're doing some sort of a test. If it says out of service on it, there isn't a fire department in the state that's gonna
Yeah.
touch that.
Right,
So what, again, why am I just finding it?
yeah.
What?
Well, you figure at that point,
Right.
we virtually had no coverage down there.
Right, yeah.
We couldn't hook to that one. And
Next.
that one is gone.
Right, next
And
one is
that
across
whole
Route
area,
1.
Where's the next one going towards Bath?
I have to cross Route 1.
Yeah.
If we have a fire, we will close Route 1.
Yeah, but then it's business, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we closed Route 1 for 4 hours.
yeah.
What do you, especially if it's during the day.
That'll get somebody's
How
attention.
well is that gonna go over? You know how far traffic will back up in 4 hours? I'll be backing up to Rockland.
Yeah.
Well, it almost sounds like we need to have another meeting with them, or a workshop, or, you know, something.
The trouble is, I found that they listen well, but still smile and do what they wanna do.
Well, Nate assured me the other day
I know, he's a good
that
boy.
if he closes any more hydrants in Woolwich, we will know
Well,
immediately. And
now
he's
I'm,
also promised to call you the
Yeah.
second that hydrant is available.
now I'm curious, moving forward, as they move down the middle road.
Yeah. I think
Where's the
that-
rest of them gonna
I
go?
think
Are they
it's-
gonna go anywhere where we specified them? Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, Mike and I and Glenn went through the distance, because we only have so much hose on the truck.
Yeah,
So if you're gonna put them somewhere we can't reach, what's the point of putting them?
yeah.
If I can't reach it from the truck, you're not helping us any. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but if it's gonna be placed properly, put it somewhere where we can touch the hydrant and then go to the house
Yeah.
What you
and
do
reach
is,
it.
what you do is take that great big water tub you have that you fill, and put it right in the way. Fill it with water.
Well, we should maybe get from them their up-to-date map of what they're.
I don't know if they have one.
Planning to do.
I don't know if it happened, because when they started this project a couple months ago, they were reaching out to me, asking for a list. I'm like, you guys had a list a year ago. What happened to that list?
Yeah.
And then I talked to Nate, and he said, oh, we're all set, we got it. But the other guy, Brian, the supervisor, he didn't seem to have any idea. I'm like, you guys talk to each other, or what's?
I think we should require them to move the hydrant back where it was.
I'd like to see either that, you can keep the one that's there, sure, but I want the hydrant back at Bath Sewer.
It was, if you had.
That's
to, you could
protecting
go
an
across-
industrial building and a fuel service station, like,
Yeah.
You
pretty
could,
important.
you could run a hose right through McKellen's parking lot.
Well, we could try to have another meeting with Bath Water District and see if they can give us a definitive reason why it had to be moved. I mean, he danced around it on the
Right.
phone with me the other day, but I didn't,
Once-
I gotta be honest with you, I didn't really understand what he was telling me, why it had to be moved. It's
Right.
something about piping and all of that stuff, but
Once they pave the road, I'm very curious to see where they put the new one. It's probably not gonna be far off the road. It might be a couple feet.
So Jason, take it over.
Jason's gonna have fun plowing around it and, you know,
Yeah, I
come.
don't, but we're missing the whole, I don't think they should have the right to do just what they wanna do.
Right, I know,
I agree, David. The one that's been down there by the Subaru garage that they moved,
right,
that's been there for a long time.
yeah.
They have no right just to move
We
that.
I
just
mean,
use,
if it's worked all up until now, why is
you
it?
would have thought that they would have consulted with the
For
fire
the
department
town, sure.
or with us, and then we could have gone to Sean and say, do you want that moved? You know, I mean, I just can't believe that they just arbitrarily.
Well, it looks to me like, now, I'm gonna throw this out. It looks to me like they're running awfully close to the vest on money. So whenever they can do something to help them save a few dollars, they're jumping on board and doing it. It's just like using Deposit Road, it's just like using, Deposit Road for laydown area. So every time they can pick up some extras. And I told David Allen this afternoon, another thing I wasn't pleased with is, because I've seen this happen in the bid process, this company that's doing this job is getting benefits that was not spoken about to be allowed. So Hedge Crooker, for example, or someone else, knowing they would have these perks and advantages, maybe their numbers would have come down too. But this company took it on a low bid, and now they're just doing what they wanna do. And I don't, it's not correct.
How long, do you know how long the lengths of pipe are? I wonder if they didn't move it because they didn't want to split a length of pipe.
Oh, no, that's, you can get whatever you want, no, what are they, 12 footers or 20, I don't know, yeah.
I'm just trying to figure why they moved it 100 feet.
Right.
You know,
I
mean,
think
it
they
has
moved it further than that. It's not there further
There
than
has to
that.
be, but there has to be a reason why.
I
There had to be some economic benefit for them to move it up there.
Just the placement of it is what's boggling.
Yeah.
Why would you put a hydrant on a corner,
Yeah,
Because
on the side of the road? That doesn't make any sense to me.
yeah.
They probably, like, put that hydrant in, they had to step it off the main, right?
Yeah.
So probably there was in a very bad ledge cavity and wanted to get away from it. So getting up the road a little ways would have got them into a, there's a telephone, is there a telephone thing there or something right near there? Right there in McElman's parking lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that whole thing, obviously they moved it to be for their benefit
Yeah.
and not ours.
Well, yeah, he admitted that it was moved because it made more sense for them, but I'm just wondering why. I'm wondering if they just didn't want to put the connection where it used to be. I mean, maybe that landed in the middle of a piece of pipe or something, but I mean.
Well, they only would have moved it 12 feet then, that's a length of.
That's
pipe.
right.
Right,
but
right.
Pipes look a lot longer than 12 feet though. I
They
saw.
may be, but even that 20 feet.
But even if they're 20 or 25 feet.
Right, no,
What I'm
no,
trying
no.
to figure is, what was the advantage to move it 100 feet? Or
Well, it was more than
150
that. They
feet,
moved it
or
quite a bit.
whatever it is. There had to be a reason why they wanted it up there.
Right behind McKellen's, there's a big hunk of ledge right by that.
I wonder if McKelvin wanted it moved. I wonder
Which
if-
again, it's fine, that's fine, but just, I'd like to know and pre-plan.
But even then, does a
Why would
landowner
Why would
have
they-
the right to say, I don't like that hydrant at the end of my,
It's in,
on my
Right.
lawn, I want it
Right.
moved over
It's in
the neighbor's
DOT.
lawn, you know?
Yeah.
it's in DOT right away. It's
Well,
no-
I was wondering does DOT have any say about where hydrants go? I mean, would we have any leverage with
You know,
DOT?
Jack, it might be worth putting a bug in Dave Allen's ear and having him ride by and see if it is far enough off the road. Because that's a state aid road.
Well, I can get some pictures and get David in here, I mean, I have public relations with him. And
I think it'd be
found
worth,
him,
you
so-
know, I mean, it makes no sense to have a fire truck sitting on a curb.
Right, I know, it's right on the corner, I don't.
I mean, you'd have to put barriers and, anyways,
See what you could do, and then I can also reach out if you don't get it.
let's get back to you.
Yep, sure, thanks for talking about it. I received word today from the Forest Service for my grant from the year before. The check was just sent today for $3,943.53 that we'll be seeing at some point. That was for the forestry grant, so I'll talk, once we get it, I'll meet with Kim and we'll get that figured out with the accounts.
What are we gonna do with it?
That's already, everything's been bought already, that's from
Oh.
last year.
Oh, okay.
They just opened up the process for this year, so I'm working on some quotes for stuff for this year, so probably the next couple board meetings I'll bring that up. Engine 2 is gonna go to Northeast next Monday. We've encountered a issue with the compressor on the pump. I'm not entirely sure, a few of us have talked about it, we talked to the manufacturer, they wanna see it and dig into it.
Which one's that? Two?
The new one, newest truck.
The newest truck?
The compressor on the pump was making a lot more noise than it's ever usually made, so they've opted to not use the compressor. We can still flow water all day long, but it's just for the foam side of things until it gets serviced and looked at. I don't have any idea what it's going to entail or what the issue is, but it's making more noise than it
Is that
should.
thing
So.
still under warranty?
No, I wish.
Wouldn't be, would it?
Yeah. Other than that, we've decided we're going to do an open house October 18th. It's a Wednesday night. I think that's actually a board meeting night. I'm not sure. But
It is.
it shouldn't really. It's going to be downstairs, so it shouldn't really affect us up here.
A lot of parking across the street.
Right. So
I
you
will
guys
be
are
out
pretty
of town.
interested folks that are setting up and kind of taking care of that for me. So
Great.
that'll be good to.
They usually start at like 5.
Yeah, probably 5 to 7 or something like that. So.
All right.
Be a good PR thing for us. I think. that
Thanks
is
to
it.
your crew for taking down the tent.
Yes, I
Yes.
got that taken care
Thank
of.
you.
Right before the storm, so.
Are you gonna put the flag back up here too?
What's that? Yeah, can you pick up on, so the
American flag,
Maine and the
yeah,
other
the
flag,
Maine
are good, the American flag, yeah,
I
they
know,
told
I
me
noticed
last
that
time.
the other day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Okay,
big one
well,
too,
now-
it's like, it's 7 or 8 feet, or it's a good
Yeah, I
size
noticed
one.
it the other day.
But yeah, we can throw those up.
Yeah.
Next couple days, but, and the shed over there, we've talked about it, any chance you could haul that for us once we empty it?
Where do you wanna
Really
go?
flatbed, I think Lonnie Rowe's mother owns it. Like, she donated it or whatever first, Judy Rowe, so up on Meadow Road. I'll confirm that, but once we empty it, would you be able to just haul that for us with a?
It's not that big, is it?
No, it's not, it's like an ice shack size, it's not very big, but just enough that it'd be very helpful. Yeah, that's all I got.
That's it?
I just thought of something. When they put McCallum's garage in there, weren't they required to put that hydrant in?
I honestly don't know that.
I would think you'd want it anyway,
Right,
from an
exactly.
insurance point of view, like, hey, it's right there on the property.
I think that's why it was there.
That affects insurance, that affects insurance rates, you know, how far you are from the
John,
hydrant.
if you get a chance, call McCallum's and ask them if they did ask to have it moved. Just for the fun of it, just so we know. All right, move on. We have nothing under old business, and under new business, we're going to sign the tax commitment. I have a motion to sign this year's tax commitment.
So moved.
Betcha. Yeah, second.
Second.
And I'm quite proud of the fact that we, for the third year running, we've stayed at 1540. And a lot of the credit goes to the town staff. I've got to give all three of them credit, and especially Candace, because she has done a marvelous job. We had, what, 98.2% tax collection this year, which is unheard of. I can remember way back when I first got elected, we had one fellow in town hadn't paid his taxes in 12 years. So, we've.
Yeah. They send letters and tell you you're gonna break your hand if you don't pay your taxes.
Yeah. But
You
it's,
think that's why it's a 98.6%?
Yeah, Kansas is pretty vicious.
so, you have something for us?
Right there, there's 3 places for you guys.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded, and we voted on, we already voted, right?
Yes.
Slip it in, senior moment, okay, all of us are in favor, okay. There are 3 places here to sign, and we have to make, 4 places we have to sign. We have to make sure that we sign every one of them, or it's not official. We went to sell a property one time, and the person's attorney found out that we had not, on that particular year, we had forgotten to sign, we had not signed everything on the tax commitment, so we could not sell the property, we had to give it back to them.
I was not here.
That was
Not
a
me.
long
But
time
not
ago.
me.
Long time ago.
It was a learning experience.
It was a learning experience. I mean, we had already advertised the property for sale and, okay. We've also got to sign the general assistance ordinance.
We already voted to do that. Did we just sign that?
Not signed.
Oh, okay.
Sign and print. Is there nothing else?
I have one more thing,
Oh.
and this is the policy on the
Yes.
disbursement of warrants for payroll.
Yes, we discovered that this has been in effect since March 3rd of 2003, and we have not been keeping up with it. So a motion to sign the policy on treasurer's disbursement warrants for employee wages and benefits.
So moved.
Second.
Did it lapse?
It
It
didn't
lasts
lapse,
quite a few years.
Oh, okay.
we just haven't signed it the last 3
So it
years.
didn't change, it just lapsed and we need to redo it.
Yeah, there were a couple of years back in '09 and '10, '11 didn't get signed, and then,
Yeah, so we've got to remember this from now on. We've got to do this every year.
yeah.
Those in favor? Technically, we can't pay anybody without it. Do if Sean and the rest of the employees would like to get his paycheck down then.
They don't need it.
We can't get out of it either. As little, as paltry as it is, we still can't get it, you know. So, motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Thank you.